A point that we sort of lightly hit on earlier, but I kind of want to maybe draw some attention back to, is this idea of scaffolding students to accept changes, like to accept an active paradigm class. I know that I've worked with a lot of faculty who they make an attempt, and the attempt is discouraging because they describe students as not really being ready. But I also know a lot of people who have given it a good try on their first shot, seen a lot of success. And one of the things I think that separates, in my experience, is the amount of organization that goes into your first attempt. So you were talking about how organized you have to keep classes, Scott, or you have to.
Yeah, there's a lot of upfront work, especially when you're making that first transition into active learning. I had to think, you know, let's say it's a 50-minute class where time becomes a crucial factor in how you're going to orchestrate that day's lesson. And so if I'm creating a prompt for a group to discuss and respond to, I've got to keep in mind, what are they prepared to answer? Will they be able to understand the prompt and what I'm asking for? And what can they do in 10 or 15 minutes? And try to make the prompt reasonable for those circumstances. So that I'm not handicapping them from the beginning by giving them, you know, giant philosophical questions, or asking them to, you know, to figure out, you know, the 7 allegorical layers of this poem or something like that. You have to be reasonable in what you're expecting of them and what you're asking. You can challenge them, but don't over-challenge them.
So that is now Scott becomes a resource, and so he is experienced. He has the material. He knows how to do things. So someone who's just starting out will consult with Scott and get free material.
All of you teaching literature courses. Yeah, I can't help you with the physics or the biology.
So we have this model. So I have all these active learning modules that I've put up in a central location on a central repository. So anybody who wants to teach it in an active style can just download that entire module and go ahead teaching it.
I do. Don't we both have websites?
We both have websites.
What am I thinking of?
Blogs.
Blogs, yeah. on active learning. So, you know, if we had a way to distribute those email, those web addresses, that would be great. Because I know probably you as well, and Lindsay Dukopoulos, who was at the previous series, we've been making a record of our active learning activities and responses and results, and those are out on the web for God and everyone to see.
I'm not so good at updating, but Scott is, Lindsay is, and
I don't.
Yeah, so we should do that.
I'm being shamed into it.
Do it, Scott.
You want to do a 59-second little video? Or?
All right, I can talk about that. So this is one of my engagement. So we play games in class, and so this is called the work game, where the students have to decide who does work and what kind of work. And so we can see that all of them are doing exactly the same thing. They have thought about it. They know exactly what's going on.
Gravity does 0 work.
And let's wait for the last 10 seconds, and that is something absolutely unexpected.
It's not moving vertically, so alright, good. Okay, reset. Third case, you do positive work. Nice. Okay, good, reset. And now for the tricky case, you realize that was a tricky case? You can get really creative here. Move your clickers so that you do 0 work.
And that last bit was absolutely unexpected. And this is the first time that has happened.
Who's recording it? Who's recording
it? She's one of my in-class, I have an acronym for them, I call them in-class experts, or ICE. And so she is one of my TAR, teaching as research students, or my lab assistant who does everything in the lab side, and grading and all those things. and she's also in class helping out the students, just like in LA.
That's a grad or undergrad?
She's a graduate student who's getting paid for doing the standard teaching assistant stuff, but she does a lot more because she wants to also get into this later.